This might not be popular to talk about. I don't care. I'm going to talk about it anyway. Because on the Pen and The Shank, we talk about everything crime and prison related. And this is probably one of the biggest crimes in the world's history over the last probably 20 years that nobody talks about. And that's the Christian persecution and the Christian martyrdom of Christians in Nigeria. That's right. Every day, about 30 to 40 Christians are slaughtered in Nigeria. And for the most part, you don't even know it's happening. I don't know why we don't know what's happening. We cry foul, or at least our leaders and our news media stations cry foul when injustices are done all over the world. And you can't even mention some of the nations on here, because if you mention the names, then you might get, in trouble for doing it. But y'all know who I'm talking about. But I'm specifically right now, I'm not going to talk about the ones that they do focus on because it serves their political agendas. I'm talking about the Christians in Nigeria, man. 7,000 estimated to have been slaughtered alone in 2025. And we still got a couple days left. So you can add to that number, because they will, and probably as closer we get to Christmas, they may unalive even more of them. They just go into their villages. They go into their sanctuaries and churches, drag them outside and just behead them with machetes or whatever means they have necessary, bash them in the head with rocks and hammers, or pow, 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 blast them, right? Because they have those too. But it's a crime, man. It breaks my heart. I have personally been talking about the Christians that are persecuted in Africa for the last 20 years of my life. I've been mentioning it. I pray about it all the time. Whenever I lead the prayer at my church or preach or anything, I make sure I take a moment to pray for the persecuted Christians. But specifically now, we're focusing on the Christians in Nigeria who are being unalived by a terrorist organization that also doesn't get a lot spoken against them, and it should, Boko Haram. Boko Haram is an Islamist militant organization that operates out of Africa, and they are slaughtering my brothers and sisters in the faith. I have no issue with Muslims, but I have a big issue with Islamists who slaughter Christians. And Islamists' whole goal is to slaughter Christians and to take over. And make no mistake, they have terrorist Islamists in America now. They're always right here in Louisiana. They recently busted one who was in conjunction, working in connection with some other Islamists out of California. And these were not foreign Islamists. These were homegrown idiots is what they were, jumping on part of that cause that don't care nothing about them. They were, as far as I can tell, they were just straight up American white idiots, and we don't talk enough about it. And so, maybe I'm going to offend some people. I don't care. I get people offended all the time. If you ain't offending nobody, like I say, you ain't doing nothing. And look, you don't have to agree with me. We can be cool, But for me, the Christians who are being persecuted in Nigeria, man, it's just heartbreaking, man. And you just don't see a lot of people talking about it. And recently, I was glad to see Nicki Manaj mentioned the Nigerian Christians, man. I was really glad that she brought a spotlight on that. Of course, they're going to vilify her for it now, which is what they do, because persecuted Christians in Nigeria does not equal, the attention that the New World Order wants us to focus on. They don't want us to focus on that. They want you to know that the Christians are the bad guys. So they can't have you focusing on slaughtered Christians in Nigeria from Islamist organization. So, and they're not the only organization that's doing it. Boko Haram's not the only one. So we're not just going to put the spotlight on it. It's the only one that's popped in my mind. There's other groups that are slaughtering these Christians as well. But anyway, man, that's something I wanted to bring attention to. And this is going to be just a short video to bring attention. And if you are a Christian, be praying for your brothers and sisters in the faith that are in Nigeria, because it's a big crime. And it's not just a crime, but it's a crime against humanity. And I don't care who you are, what you believe in. You should be heartbroken that they taking children and unaliving them, children, babies, women, innocent, elderly. Man, this stuff is real. And it's a crime against humanity. And, you know, we got to bring a spotlight to it. And I'm just recognizing it during this Christmas time. You know, I know it's unpopular, but whatever, man. Still, give me a like and subscribe to the Pen and the Shank, the most unusual and unique crime and prison channel experience on YouTube. Man.